Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today we will be doing another blind taste test rankings video. Now, the way these work, if anybody hasn't seen one of our previous blind taste test rankings videos, is we have 3 cups of coffee over here, and we have 3 bags of coffee over here, and we're trying to identify which of these 3 cups is which of these 3 bags based off of taste alone. And then we're also going to be ranking them in order of our least favorite to our most favorite. And there's a theme behind each and every one of these videos, and the theme behind this one is the same as the brandy wine video, as we have 3 different processing methods for the same coffee. So this is the Gamatui Uganda, and we have it in a hydrowashed, a anaerobic natural, and a natural processed. So I don't know anything about these coffees. I haven't tried any of these coffees yet. So I haven't even looked at the flavor notes. The way I'm going to try to decide which of these coffees is which of these cups is kind of based off what I know from these processing methods. This is my first time ever having a hydro-washed processed coffee, so I don't even know what to expect from that. But based off of knowledge, experience, especially when it comes to black and white, the anaerobic is probably going to be the most wild, bold, and out there. The natural is probably going to be process of elimination, and I'm expecting the hydro-washed to maybe be the cleanest, maybe most floral cup. But I don't know. I don't mind if I get all 3 of these wrong because I really don't know what to expect at all. So let's move these out of the way. Let's start shuffling these cups. And the cups, they're not marked anywhere. They're just marked at the bottom. So that way you know that there's no cheating. Don't know what any of them are, but we'll shuffle them around for good measure. Pretty excited to review black and white, as all 3 of these coffees will get an individual review as well. And did my best to not get any sort of aroma, so that way I would be surprised by anything that was happening with these cups, and don't really know what to expect at all, so looking forward to this. And one more shuffle for good measure. Move these to the side for now, and we will go with cup number 1. And they came in the same set, so they're all the same roast date, they're all the same brewing method, brewed the exact same way, so yeah, let's give the first one a shot. Okay. And obviously it's going to be difficult to come up with any sort of assessment just off of the first cup, but obviously a little fruity. I feel like this one is a little bit more tame than I might normally expect from something of an anaerobic kind, so I don't think that that necessarily will be the anaerobic, but who knows. This one right here, this one is a little out there. This one has a lot of flavor to it. I would even get a little bit of kind of an alcoholic flavor to it. So this one's like a tame fruit. This one right here is a little bit more of a bold alcohol. So I'm going to put this one right here for now. This one's I like this one better than this one so far. But here we go, cup number 3. This one, weirdly enough, feels the most roasty of the 3. However, it does have some nice kind of floral component to it. I have a feeling based off first impression this one's probably the hydro washed. It just feels ever so slightly more developed than the other 2 for some reason. Well, I can't decide where this one finishes, but if I'm taking a guess based off of first impression, I'm guessing that this one right here is probably the hydro washed. I'm guessing that one right there is the natural, and I'm guessing that that's right there is the anaerobic natural, but yeah. Man, this is kind of weird because I feel like this one just feels more developed than the other 2. This is the way I'm going to put it. I feel like this could end up being a short video because I'm more than willing to take a guess on all 3 of these already, just not knowing any of the other details. So here we have the hydro washed, which I assumed was this one right here. Let's see what I pick up next. The anaerobic natural, which I assumed was this one right here. Again, most wild flavor. This one florals, but a little bit more developed, weirdly. And then this one I said muted, but very fruity at the same time. So this one I'm going to assume is the natural. All right, let's see how we did. So this one assumed was the hydro washed, so it should say HW at the bottom for hydro washed. And yeah, there you go, hydro washed. Okay. I don't mind if I get these next 2 wrong, but I assumed this one right here, because it's kind of bold, alcoholic, is probably going to be the anaerobic natural, so it should say AN. AN. And then, of course, that means that this one right here is the natural. And I'm kind of surprised I like the natural most, but I think that goes to show that maybe some of the classic traditional processing methods can be better than these more bold, unique, wild, and out there processing methods. But I have a feeling something's going to happen with that hydro-washed, because having it be this kind of roasty, I don't want to call it like overly roasty, like don't get me wrong, it's not to the point where it's medium, but it was so distinct and stood out so much that I was able to detect it from the start. It tastes a little bit more floral, but I was expecting it to be maybe a little bit more clean right off the bat. This one right here, again, it's got that very alcoholic sort of taste to it, and given that it's much more flavorful than the other two, I just assumed it was going to be the natural, the anaerobic natural. That's the way anaerobic naturals are. I'm going to run through them one more time real quick. Yeah, I like this one the most so far. It's the most balanced. It's fruity, but it's a tame fruit. It's not an overbearing fruit. This one right here, again, I mentioned it's a little over the top, but that's what you kind of expect with anaerobics. Yeah, very, very boozy, very over the top. And again, this one just feels slightly more developed than the other two. It's cooling down. It's definitely got a little bit of those florals are even coming out a little bit more, but again, it just feels a little darker than the other two. Wow, okay. Again, that felt really easy, especially considering these are my first impression of all three of these cups of coffee, but did an okay job, I would say. All right, again, as mentioned, all three of these cups of coffee will have a review within the next couple of weeks. We'll be reviewing them all individually. We'll see how they all changed. Just because this one finished last doesn't necessarily mean it'll end last. I have the most hope for the hydro-washed. It sounded the most interesting. We'll discuss more as to what the hydro-washed is in that video as well, but I am going to leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. As always mentioned, blind taste test rankings videos are the most fun to do. They are the most work, but really, really enjoy doing them. Love testing ourselves. Honestly, kind of wished we would have gotten this one wrong so we could finally get one wrong, but the streak continues, I suppose. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, subscribe as well. But this right here has been a blind taste test rankings video of the Gamatui Uganda processing set from Black and White Coffee. Thank you for watching.